Warden was checking the cells when he accidentally threw his nail clipper into one of them. He opened the cell door to pick it up, but he unexpectedly found a portrait that the prisoner had drawn for him. The proud warden felt that his dignity had been trampled on, and he immediately cancelled the prisoner's painting privilege, which made the prisoner lose his only faith. The next day at work, he despairingly cut off his own finger that he used to paint. This is the cruel Devil's Island prison, the nightmare of all prisoners. It not only imprisons their bodies, but also destroys their souls. However, there was one exception, and that was Frank, the escape master. On the first day he came here, the warden told Frank the rules of the prison. He warned Frank not to think about escaping, because no one had ever succeeded. Little did he know that Frank didn't listen at all, but instead thought about how to steal the nail clipper from the warden's desk. When he left the office after listening to the lecture, the warden was still immersed in his own eloquence, and didn't notice that one of his nail clippers was missing. Nor did he pay attention to what it meant that Frank's file was marked with an IQ superior. And this IQ superior Frank returned to his cell and began to plan his escape. However, this was not an ordinary prison, because the entire prison was built on a small island surrounded by sea on all sides. The nearest land was also several kilometers away, and the seawater was cold and biting. Even if it was a sportsman, he might not be able to swim out alive. The early warning system on the island was more professional and experienced. They practiced shooting every day with moving targets, in order to kill the escaping prisoners with one shot. However, any prison in Frank's eyes had flaws. He accidentally found a cockroach crawling into the ventilation duct, which gave him a lot of inspiration. He looked at the wall next to the vent, and because of the long-term erosion of the humid sea breeze, it was not as strong as it looked. Frank took out his nail clipper, and as he expected, he saw the wall being dug out piece by him. Frank knew that his escape plan was feasible, but to complete the escape and escape from the pursuit of the guards, he alone could not do it. So he told his plan to several other companions who wanted to escape. With his companions' help, Frank dug a hole every night. However, the short nail clipper was very troublesome to operate, which greatly affected the progress of the escape. To solve this problem, Frank decided to make a handy escape weapon by himself. With his good popularity, Frank got a coin and a matchstick the next day. Now he only lacked one most important thing.